What is up, Future Millionaires? It's your girl, Ellie Talks Money. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because it's almost my due date, okay? So I wanted to come back with another, kind of just update on preparing for maternity leave as a business owner. And not just any business owner, but also the fact that I'm currently living in Dakar, Senegal. So you guys know I've been abroad for almost the last year now. About to have baby number 5. Okay, so I'm really excited. So I wanted to make this video to talk to you guys about how I'm preparing for maternity leave and kind of what my day looks like here. So on the last video, you guys were like, we actually want to see your house. Like, we want to see what does it really look like. So I'm going to show you guys the house, not my room though, because it's a little messy. I haven't made up my bed yet, but just to give you guys a little bit of an idea and so you guys can really see how different it is here versus, back home in the US, and also how better it is here. So, in a lot of ways than also back in the US. So grab your notebooks, grab a pen, and let's get into these gems.
Ellie talks money to create the better days. Business, money, life, the Ellie way.
All right, y'all. So the first thing I want to touch on is what my work schedule looks like. So you guys know I've been preparing to take a maternity leave pretty much since I found out that I was pregnant. And that was really important to me because, all of my other pregnancies, I have 4 children, I've always been working, always. Like when I had my first son, well, I was in college. It was right before graduation that I gave birth. And, a month after graduation, I immediately got a job because I had to make money. With my second daughter, I worked up until my due date. I was out for 3 weeks only and went right back to work. Like, so challenging. With my twins, I had just been laid off from my job, so I really couldn't work. But the stress of not having a financial situation or a stable financial situation was really harrowing. And also 2 months after I gave birth, I ended up separating from my husband at the time. So it's always been, a journey, I will say. And this is the first pregnancy I've had where I am calm. I have a good financial situation. I have a good husband. I'm in a place where I know, where my money's coming from. And that seems so simple and basic, but the reality is so many women don't experience financial security when they're going to give birth or through their pregnancy. So many women have to work up until delivery and then immediately return to work after delivery, which is so challenging. So I knew I wanted to take a maternity leave of, not working for 2 months, 3 months, just really being present with my baby because I've never had that before. So what my work days have looked like, first of all, being pregnant, I'm very sleepy. So I'm always falling asleep randomly, so a lot of the time I don't always get to start my day when I want to, but I would say I, dedicate about 3 to 4 solid hours of work per day. So this will include meetings, this will include content recording, this will include emails, just really updating anything that needs to be updated, checking in with the team, what needs to happen. And then from there, I try to just rest. And I'm really, glad that this is happening when it's happening because I am someone who is an overworker. When I was in LA, I would stay at my office until 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Why? I don't know. Now that I'm here and I'm home pretty much all the time, I'm really thinking to myself, what was I doing until 8 or 9 o'clock? But I think that we get so attached to working, and sometimes working isn't actually being productive. You're just sitting there, thinking or looking at whatever is the next thing to do, when really you could have separated yourself hours ago by just dedicating your time to a few hours of solid, concentrated work and then be done with it. So I really had to unlearn that more hours means more productivity. A lot of the time, more hours just means more exhaustion. You can get the same amount of work done in less time with focus and clarity. So that's been a big thing that, I've really incorporated into my routine. And I would also say that I've worked on delegating more over, this period of preparing, where it's easy for me to just think of something and say, oh, let me just go do it. But it's like, no, Ellie, you have a team. Soon you're gonna have a baby. You have to know and put trust in the people in your team to go and get whatever that idea is, to get it executed and know that it's going to be done well. And so that's been a challenge for me, even as a leader, is not doing it all, okay? Putting trust in the amazing team that I have, explaining the vision to them, and having them create the vision. And it's been turning out really, really well. I think I shared with you guys that I hired a social media manager, which is the first time I've had one in the entire 3 years of growing my business. And that was hard to release the reins at first, but you know, she does such a great job, and it's amazing to see that, wow, I'm not the only person who can execute on a wonderful vision for my brand and for content. Someone else can add in their flavor, and you know, it can do amazing things. So those are two key things: narrowing down my work hours and delegating more. Now, in terms of what, you know, a day in the life looks like, okay? So this is my working area. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys can see what I see when I'm here recording, taking meetings, making content, and doing the whole thing. Let me show you. Okay, so I apologize in advance if the video is a little shaky, but I work in the living room. So this is our large living room. We just moved into this place downstairs. I mean, it's upstairs from our old place. So I still have some things to do, but as you can see, it's very large, lots of natural lighting. I don't have any lights on. Here's the desk where I sit to record YouTube, Instagram Reels, TikTok. This is where I do most of my meetings. This is where I answer emails. Like, I probably spend most of my 3-4 hour working block here. My little plant. I still need to finish decorating, y'all, but I really love it in here. Like, it's very calm, it's open, it's bright. I love our sofas. Simple. All right, y'all, so when it's time for a snack, I'm walking down into the hallway. Here's like the kids' playroom area. Also needs more decoration. Hi, Mom. Hi. And here's the kitchen. It's very large. Ooh. Lots of stuff going on. But lunch/dinner has already been prepared by our amazing home cook. So we've got Taco Tuesday today. All right, I was gonna show you guys more of the house, but the kids got home and it quickly became kid zone, okay? So, but yes, living room, kitchen, you guys saw a little bit of the playroom. So we just moved in here like 2 weeks ago. We were on the 2nd floor and now we're on the 5th floor. So I love it here because I think we get a lot more brightness. Again, I have no lights on right now. This is all natural lighting. And you can see the beach from this window. Like, you can see over the building straight to the ocean. So that's really, really nice. You know, one great thing, y'all, about being here is it's customary to have, you know, a home cook and a housekeeper in Senegal. So life is so much easier. I mean, when I think about it, you know, all my other pregnancies, working full time, cooking dinner, cleaning, laundry, cleaning, I'm like, how was I surviving? How are so many women surviving on US salaries, 40 hours a week, cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids, in some cases being the sole provider? I mean, it's insane. It's insane. So here, the fact that, you know, while I'm working, someone's cooking. While I'm working, she's doing laundry. There's cleaning being done. It has allowed me to, number one, rest. And number two, be present with my kids in a different way, because I'm not thinking about, oh, I don't have time to spend time. You know, I don't have time to spend time with you because I have to go cook, I have to clean, I have to prepare. Those things are already done. So when my kids get home, if I don't have any meetings, I can really be just like right there with them. And it's just such a different way of experiencing motherhood and womanhood. And I'm like, every woman needs this, okay? So note to yourself, come out here and visit. Come out here and live, right? At least do a year a year abroad, just so you can see that, wait a minute, maybe what we've been made to believe in the US isn't the only way to live. You know, it's not. It's absolutely not. So that gives you guys a little peek into what, you know, a day looks like. So when I get up, the kids are usually already at school. I get dressed, usually come sit down, try to get my recordings done, and then I usually want to be done before the kids get home. But with this, you know, being pregnant, sometimes I fall asleep randomly, so my recordings don't start until later in the day. But the sun stays up here until like 6 or 7, so you really still do have so much time to get that great natural light, even if I don't start recording until 4 o'clock. The last thing I want to mention in this video, and I might have to just make this a part 2, but I do want to talk about, you know, my health. And because I think a lot of the questions I get from people, which is natural, right, is are you able to have a healthy pregnancy? You know, what is the healthcare system like abroad, et cetera, et cetera. And honestly, we are being overcharged in America. Like, I will definitely do a part 2, taking you guys with me to see my doctor, you know, my OBGYN, taking you guys to the hospital where I'm going to deliver. We've already taken a tour. I've already selected my room. Like, I know the nurses who are gonna be with me. You know, the average cost to give birth without insurance in the US is about $15,000 to $25,000, depending on, you know, the procedures that you get or what happens. And if you have insurance, you're not paying that, hopefully, but you're still paying a portion of that. Now, here, the royal birth experience is what it's called at the hospital, or, you know, whichever place you choose. So, you know, the best room, beach view, 5 days in the hospital. You know, usually that's what they recommend. You stay for 5 to 7 days. You know, meals, like the best service, and a cesarean section, I'll give you guys that price since that's a little more expensive, is $3,000. $3,000, and that would be if you had no insurance. So it just makes me think, what the heck is going on in the US that some women have to go into debt to literally bring a life into the world? And here's the thing, it's not just Senegal that is, you know, affordable, $3,000, right? Even in France, because, you know, my husband's family is in France, there, for them to be in the hospital, have a C-section, stay for 5 to 7 days, the bill is about $3,000 or $3,500 without insurance. So, you know, comment part 2 down below if you would like me to do that part 2, taking you guys with me to the doctor, and just, you know, really so you can see what that is like. Because I also want to put your all's mind at ease. You know, I think we have been conditioned to be afraid that anything not in the US isn't safe, when in fact, you know, the US is the least safe place to give birth as a woman of color. We just aren't really learning that. So, you know, I think this is great, right? I want to be able to show you guys, like, yes, there is so much to life. So comment part 2 down below for another day in the life as a pregnant business owner in Dakar, Senegal, preparing for maternity leave. And let me know what else you guys would like to see. Love y'all. See you in the next video.